Aloha and welcome Leos to Moana Divine Readings. I am Moana, the Hawaiian Gypsy, and we are doing your reading for the month of April for careers. So welcome, and so yeah, great energies I'm feeling for you already, Leo. I feel very calming energies, so that's really good. I mean, you are the Strength card of the tarot. And I feel like, a lot of people can probably feed off of your example of strength. I feel you're very just calm, kind of confident in that good, soft, that warming kind of sun energy. So we're just doing your clarifying. So all my readings, so every month I do a collective monthly read, which I use the Mayan Oracle deck. These cards right here using the star glyph, and then the Osiris, Isis Oracle cards, and then the Hawaiian healing cards, which is the Keakua. And main energies that came out for this month, is basically everybody. And basically, this is the time coming into the age of Aquarius. And I feel this is going to be very significant for you, Leo, as you are usually very confident because you usually walk in your power as it is. But I get a sense of this illumination on another aspect of this confidence of yours that you're tapping into, which is more that compassion, loving, nurturing, softer side of you, especially males, if you will, but both males and females, we all have a balancing, nurturing, softer side of ourselves, which is the feminine side. So, and I feel that that's kind of like what you're walking into, and it's actually making you more confident in a way, and more stronger in that softer sense. So it's that confidence is kind of growing like to a deeper level, and it's really creating a nice calmness energy for you. And so there is a general for every read that I do also on top of my monthly collective for all signs, I do the career read that I'm doing here today, and I also do a love reading, which I get into each individual sign. So the monthly collective is just for everyone, but these ones I get into each sign. But also I do a general first for the collective in the like career or love, to, whatever reading I'm doing, and then I get into each sign. So I'll put a link for the general that I did, and that explains all these cards in the back, the moon cards and the and these cards right here. Okay, so we'll explain all that. Just go to the general reading, and they're all connected, because I just kind of connect everything, because coming from a Hawaiian standpoint, that Aka cord connects us all. It connects everyone, and that's what this whole Alone Together is all about. That we are all connected, even though we'll be coming into an area where we're going to be connecting on the 3D as well. But right now, it is a time of going inside and doing this inner work. And I'm really feeling like you're really tapping into that, Leo. You're really taking advantage of that, and it's really working for you. It's like you're not even concerned. You're not even worried about right now. I mean, of course, we all are a little bit, because, the changes are shaking us all up. But, just part of human nature. But you're really sitting pretty comfortably with the energies right now, and that's exciting, because you are a fire sign, and we have a lot of fire energy that have come out in the general read, and then of course it was interesting, this energy is gaining momentum. You're actually feeling comfortable too with the pace. So, and what I like about this card, and I kind of pointed it out in every reading, because it's kind of that pink card when we think of that pink full moon, which these readings are being done on the pink full moon, that the super moon in Libra right now. So that's really awesome energies, and that's balancing the scales. And Leo, you are also too, you do come from a big heart space, even though you're a fire sign, but you really do know your heart. You really tapped into that fourth house, which is the house of Cancer. But you are also tapped into that. You do have a big heart, and this is really your energies as well. And so I can see that's why, you know, you are feeling comfortable, because this is really sitting with you, really where all the alignments of the planets as well, coming into the age of Aquarius. The Aquarius is your opposite sign, so anything that's an opposite, it's our lessons are learned. So it's also a sign where, you know, we learn from. But so with that we, you know, there's the opposition, but there's also the that loving aspect where we're, you know, where that opposites attract kind of energy. And that's what I'm really seeing here. So yeah, I'm really feeling a calming, peaceful energy. And also too, being Leo, you are all about, you know, righteousness and justice and everything. And this was the overall energy that came out for like the bottom of the deck for the general reading. And that was all about illumination. Things are being illuminated right now, truth, and sometimes, you know, that truth does hurt. You know, sometimes they're like, you can't handle the truth. Well, Leo, you're actually sitting pretty with the truth right now. You are actually, you're welcoming the truth. You're like, bring it on. But because it's not going to move you, but you are, you know, you're going along, you're rolling with the punches, I guess. You're also rolling with the changes. Basically, that's what I mean by the punches. Is that, you know, you're rolling with the changes. You're actually being really flexible, whereas a lot of times you can be pretty, you know, stern or you know, pretty inert, in where you don't, you know, you like your habitat the way it is, basically, in a way, matter of speech. And normally, you know, change is not something that you will embrace happily, but in this case you're embracing it very happily, because I'm getting a little weariness. You were kind of getting a little worried the way, you know, the world has been around you. And so being career reading, so especially in your career and jobs, you're ready for the change. You've been ready for a little while, is what I'm getting. And yeah, you've kind of got to this point of patience. You learn to embrace, you know, embrace to take the benefits out of the situation. So you're actually taking the situation and turning it into, you know, a positive and a good thing. So that's really awesome. So clarifying the Ace of Swords. This is the only card. Normally I don't go over those cards because I go over them in general. You can watch the general, and sometimes, unless it really wants to come out, I'll bring it, but normally I don't. But I will for the general overall reading. So clarifying the overall general Ace of Swords for you, Leo, is this Nine of Swords. And that is really interesting energies. That is actually kind of like tapping into what I was just saying. So usually in the Nine of Swords talk about being in that mindset of worry and unnecessary worry, where it takes over, you know, our mind and basis. But what I'm getting is that you have gotten, this was your lesson learned, okay? This was the Ace of Swords. This was your aha moment, you know, with the Ace of Swords, with this truth, this clarity. Like, you got this aha moment, and it's like the lesson learned basically is like, oh, the light bulb went on, I got it. And it was like, and it was like, because you went through all this worry, and you realized, shoot, all this worry was in my head, and you had this big realization come up, and it was like, holy moly, now I understand why this is not necessary, why this is not real, you know, why this is not worth the worry or the effort or the energy to put any kind of action to or thought to or you know, even trying to figure something out. Like, you just realize, holy moly, it's like, what am I doing? kind of thing. So that was your lesson learned. Now you've moved on, and that, all these worries and all these things that were kind of coming into your head. Now again, this is a general read, so it won't resonate with everybody. Just take for those who this resonates with. Might be other parts of the reading resonates, but however, if it doesn't resonate, then just don't worry about it. But for those it resonates, it's like you just came out of this space of, oh my goodness, I can't believe I was worrying over that. Now it's nothing. And the cool thing is again, a lot of this balancing, this Libra Full Moon, Supermoon has been amazing. And being pink, is also, pink is basically, if you take the color red, which is usually the color of love, the heart and everything, and you add white, right? And that softens. So basically, you add white to red and it turns into pink. And so it's a softening of love, but it's strong at the same time. Okay, and this really suits you. Ish was our guest star for the month. He's when I do the monthly collective, and I bring all these energies I was explaining earlier into every reading that I do. And he's the Jaguar heart. He represents like kind of stepping in that power, and it is Leo. It is like you're stepping into that lion heart power, and because you're aligning yourself with your divine ascended alignments as well, you're allowing these higher energies come in and lift you up, basically that ascension kind of thing. So you're allowing yourself to raise spiritually, and really kind of like connect with those higher divine energies, and that's really coming in strong, and it's really strengthening your heart. And so this commitment to your being, your soul, your spiritual work, it's there, it's strong, and then you're finding yourself like being more creative, and that's why you're really loving. That's this pink energy. The creativity is this pink energy because it's a softening, nurturing kind of creative energy, and so you're really tapping into it, and that's why you're feeling so good right now, because you're starting to understand. He also connects with the magician energy, so you're starting to understand this magician energy, that I can manifest whatever I need, because you know what, it is about me. It's only about me, and when I make it about me, then I create a whole world, and I create the world that I need, that I want, and you're going to come from that heart chakra, so it's going to be the right world. It's going to be pure. So this is really beautiful, and so this is interesting. So the middle cell. So Hawaiian, I do the thread of Hawaiians, middle, lower, and higher. So the middle self is basically you here manifested in the present on Earth. And so we got the sun. So again, this is your card, Leo, the sun. Okay, really powerful energies. And yes, exactly, this is that whole, you're really stepping into your power. You're stepping into that lion power, how, when we look at a lion, how majestic he is. And when we look at him, the lion is usually a soft energy, actually, but he doesn't need to do much. I mean, he sleeps, 22 hours out of 24 or something, and but pretty much a lot of hours. And but it's like all he has to do is sit up, and then everybody's like, oh. So there's a lot of this majestic energy coming in for you, and it's coming in from this creative energy being risen up, being birthed, and really nurturing that, and it's growing, it's coming out, and it's just shining right through. And so the crossing energies contributing, supporting energies for the middle self is the Four of Wands. So that's beautiful. Yeah, that's that higher commitment. That's that. Yeah, you're really ascending, Leo. You're really, like, even here on Earth, in your career, everything. It's like your whole being, your whole life is being picked up and being promoted. So because the Four of Wands, we can talk about marriage, but when we talk about marriage and business, that kind of marriage, so if there's been like a partnership that you've been working on with somebody, or merging or something like that, if you're an entrepreneur or business, or if you've been like a higher significant employee to a major business or something, now it's like like contracts are going to kind of be made, or mergings, it's going to be coming together. So when we talk about marriages, so for example, a marriage of businesses is kind of like like mergers, and like partnerships, and but it's going to be solid for you. And again, Wands is creative energy. So the Four of Wands also speaks about like those big celebrations. So coming out of this, and this is the thing, like right now we're still doing that inner work, but we're starting to come out of it, and so the energies are coming around the corner. They're not here yet, but we're starting to see that silver lining. We're starting to see that sun right? You have the sun. So we're starting to see the sun peek through the clouds. And so we're starting to see the evidence of what's coming in the future. And it's very, very exciting. So, but you got to make sure, Leo, you stick to your heart, your intuition, you follow that heart chakra. Okay, so the energies below us is basically the lower self energies. It's your subconscious self that, you know, can manifest into up into our middle self. And this is the 9. So the 9 is the Hermit. Okay, so basically Virgo energies. So yeah, you're feeling stable. Yeah, that's that calming. Again, and then of course the Hermit is the one that goes within. He's the one that shines the light in the darkness. And that's kind of you, Leo. That the sun, that strength that you have, that sunlight, you know, that you've been kind of growing within you, that peace, calming, nurturing, you know, that nurturing compassion, that creativity that you've kind of been nurturing within you, that's been growing, is starting to peep through and shine. So you are kind of like, I kind of said that in the beginning too. You know, like people probably are being drawn to you because you're kind of like a, you know, being in a, you know, that light in the darkness kind of thing, like reassuring everybody, hey, it's all going to be good. It's all going to be good. This is all good and peaceful. But that's what it takes, stepping to ourselves. So your future is very, very promising. It's very, very rewarding and abundance. So and then so from the card above is the higher self card, and you have the King of Wands again. A lot of creativity. So stepping in again, Leo, you're the king. Wands, fire energy. So yeah, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. So yeah, you're stepping into that king of the jungle. So you are stepping into that leadership role. So yeah, so whatever you've been working on or where you're at in your career, Leo, you're going to see. If you're not expecting, this is the first time actually I've been telling a lot of signs, like there's a lot of element of surprise, but in your sign I'm seeing you are kind of not in a really positive way, because you're just recognizing the pattern. You just know your worth, and that's the thing. You know your worth, and so you're recognizing that you're being recognized, and again, people are being drawn to you because you're just like this light in the darkness here. So yeah, people are actually following you by example. You know, by your example, they're kind of like going to you to. Wow, how does Leo handling the situation right now? Okay, I'm going to follow his example or her example. And so this is what you're stepping into, that kingship, you know, like you know, owning your self-worth, and being responsible for your actions, and everything like that. So you being the king of the jungle. So, and that's all because of, again, you know, you are really tapping into this creative energy, but in a very, very strong, soft, compassionate way. Sometimes it's really hard to explain, you know, complementary energies, which is opposite energies, but they're meant to complement each other. So that's just like, Leo and Aquarius. So I really feel the Aquarius, age of Aquarius is going to be really great for everybody, but I really feel you're going to be very, very, you're going to be filled of abundance and really a lot of happiness coming into the Aquarian age. Okay, so energies that are not kind of like hidden energies, like behind the scenes that are going on, that wants to be seen, are the Four of Swords. Sometimes that can be a position of the past, but what I'm kind of getting is that because you are kind of recognizing it, but it's like Spirit wants you to know that moving forward, keep hanging on to this calming energy that you're feeling. And that is, again, you have two kind of like meditative cards. You have the Hermit, who basically he's coming out of, after doing that deep work, dark night as a soul kind of work, and you've already come out of that. You already kind of learned the lesson. but there's still this calming energy. So Four of Swords is that the fellow resting, and he's kind of meditating, he's taking a break. So it's really important, Leo, for you right now to continue. So being this King of Fire, King of Wands, that's kind of like entrepreneur area. You may be getting ready to actually start. When the lion wakes up, he just kind of pops up, blah, right? And then usually, because he slept so long, he's hungry, he wants to go hunt. So you may be getting ready to go out and hunt. But Spirit is saying, just what they want you to know is hang on to this energy a little longer. The timing is not quite right to manifest all these inspiration, all these creative ideas that you kind of been working on lately. So I'm getting some of you have been really working on, these creative ideas that you want to manifest, but it's just not quite time yet to manifest. So it's still a time for you to rest, Leo. So, maybe it's only been 12 hours out of the 20 hours that you need, kind of thing, as an example. So yeah, just continue to just kind of rest and tap into, that deep inner heart chakra, that deep inner work, or just keep tapping into that deep inner being that is continuing to make you strong, and that real strength of peacefulness. Basically the Four of Swords. Okay. And that real peaceful, calm, assured, confident being, right? Compassionate. Okay, and then so energies that is kind of being highlighted is the Knight of Swords. Wow, a few swords. So a bit of air energy. Also because, we came out of this Nine of Swords. It wasn't that long ago. You're definitely over those energies. But, there's still always something that is to learn from the lesson, or the lessons that we just kind of came out of. And being the Knight of Swords, again, you got a real strong message. I apologize. It's not the Knight of Swords, it's the King of Swords. Some of these cards, they look similar. King of Swords. But I'm still getting the energy right. Okay, that's why I kind of, sometimes I'll see a card for something else, but it's not a mistake. It's Spirit wants me to bring both the energies in. So the Knight of Swords he's kind of like he does it, even though it's an air energy, it's a strategy. He has a strategy, but when he goes to fulfill his duty, he just goes in and he just thinks about, what his strategy is and that plan of action. And he just goes and he gets the job done. He doesn't think about any repercussions or anything. He's kind of harsh. It's all about getting the job done. And then the King of Swords, growing into the King of Swords, well, he gets a little more control. He gets a little more wisdom. And that's what I'm feeling, as part of this confidence, is you gain a lot of wisdom, Leo. But now your fire is kind of kicking in. The King of Fire aspect of you is kicking in, and it wants to start moving. But the King of Sword is saying, we've learned to get to this place being calm. We had this hermit mode we were in, and we, through that, we learned to control our mind. We learned to control the worry. And it wasn't really about control, it was about understanding, so we can let go of the things that are unnecessary, or let go of the things that were not real. We're worrying about something over, nothing. Because things got in our head and kind of made a scenario and then created worry. And it was like, well, it was a made-up scenario anyways. I don't know how it got there, but now I realize it's not real. Maybe somebody said something and it was, you know what I mean, and took it like to the wrong way, or however. But basically, whatever that worry was not necessary. And you really learned to, work your mind the right way. You really got to see the Ace of Swords, that truth. You really got to see clarity. You really got to see clearly what was just like a thought, and what was actually a reality. What was actually truth, basically. And you really started to see to distinguish between both of those, and you're able to cut out all this fake energy or fake information, if you will, because there's a lot of fake information. For example, going on too much like social media or watching the news. There's too much. I'm sorry, it's just too many people's opinions, and it's not all. It can't all be real, right? So it was, and so you figured that out, and basically you learned to go to this heart chakra. So what's basically the message that's coming out for you, Leo, is sticking with this hermit energy. Stay with your heart chakra. Be calm and moving forward. You know you're moving into success. You got this sun, the card of success, joy, happiness, fulfillment, and so you know you're stepping into that. Also, the sun card can. It can relay the message of like childlike, so it's like that pure childlike, behavior kind of thing. I don't want to say behavior, but that childlike self, coming back to that child self, that purity, that innocence, and you're coming back to that, but you're coming back to that as like this king, and so basically you're coming back to that innocence, but with wisdom. And Spirit wants you to make sure you continue to move on with that, because it's easy to get caught up in the excitement again when, all of a sudden, when, let's say, we get out of this quarantine, for example. I'm just trying not to use that word, but anyway, we get out of the quarantine, for example, it's like, oh wow, all these ideas I had, I want to go out and do them. But the Spirit is saying, no, just keep sticking with your meditation, if you will. Keep sticking with connecting with your heart chakra, and keep growing that creativity from within, and you'll see it's going to manifest. It's going to like just kind of come. Okay, Leo, so I'm just going to give an oracle card from the Aset Egyptian Oracle deck, and oh my goodness. So you got Ptah, alchemy and creation. Okay, that's totally everything that we've been talking about. Yeah, what's going on there, Leo? Oh my goodness. And you got Ptah, who is again, he's like a priest, and he really resonates with the hermit here. So yeah, you're really tapping into like higher energies, that Gnostic energy, really, cosmic energy, universal divine knowledge there, because Ptah is also like the wounded healer. Okay, and that's what I'm feeling with the Nine of Swords over there that came out in the beginning. You really, just before all this, Leo, I think you went through a lot, but it has made you wiser. It certainly ascended you. So you really have ascended, and yeah, you really learned a lot. So that's why it's really important for you to really stick with the heart chakra to keep moving forward. You really know and trust yourself. Keep committing to your spiritual evolution, because you are really ascending. Stick with that creativity and stick with that faith. And so we're just going to pull from the Soul's Journey, and we have Pride. I love myself, and I see myself in everyone. Isn't that beautiful? So yeah, that's your pride. And it's so true. It's kind of what I was saying in the beginning. You can see yourself in everyone, because everyone is kind of, leading by your example. So, they are really tuning into Leo and saying, what's Leo doing? So, and that's like the true pride. So, and of course, pride, it's interesting, that word is also, again, I felt that, you people are attracted to you, and that's like the pride of the Leo. He has this pride with him. He always has his family around him, and that's your pride. Is so no matter if they're blood related or not, Leo, you're finding your family, and is going to be basically, this career, this whole new career and business venture. It's not going to feel business or career. It's going to feel family. And that's what you're stepping into. And that's because you're ascending to such a higher self. And then we have self-esteem. Yeah, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Exactly what I was saying. I mean, there you go. That's all I needed to say to you the whole reading there. Yes. See, you have ascended. You're Ptah. He's the highest. He's the highest priest, because he's the high priest, because of all his learning and spiritual work. So really stick with that spiritual work, and stick with your heart chakra, and let that shine like the sun. You're that light in the darkness right now, Leo. A lot of people are looking to you, and you're going to see. You're never going to. Well, you know that already. You're not going to be alone, and so this is really, really exciting. I'm just going to pick one more card, notes from the universe, and see what the notes of the universe has to say. And oh, you glow, we beam. Thanks. I don't think I need to say more about that. You glow, we beam. You see that? Exactly what I've been saying. You glow, we beam. So I'm just going to read it real quick, and then we'll leave it at that. In case anyone should ask, your heart isn't so large because of your wings. It's your wings that are so large because of your heart. Sometimes loving so much can be pretty heavy. Thanks for all you shared, the universe. P.S. It's just another one of those nutty body algorithm things. So yeah, some of these messages are kind of like real, like a puzzle almost. You got to figure it out. But basically what it's saying is that, yeah, your heart is so large that it's lifting everybody up. As you're being lifted up, it's lifting everybody. And that's how big your heart is, that it's actually manifested into wings, and it's lifting everybody up. You're basically the wings and the wind beneath the wings, Leo. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that helped, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Lots of love, Leo. Beautiful reading. Wow, you really brought a lot of joy in my and happiness in my heart. E aloha, ke ka'i'i, ke gahi. Love one another, and we'll see you next time.